Hey, there we are. How are you, everybody? It is good to see you. It is good to be seen by you. Welcome to the show. I, of course, am the one and only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear from an undisclosed location somewhere in the swamps of sunny Central Florida. Guys, how the heck are you? It's Tuesday night, and we're starting a little later. Now, if you're newly subscribed to the channel, or maybe if you're oldly subscribed to the channel, and you're like, hey, don't you play AD&D on Tuesday? Aren't you starting an AD&D game like right now? The answer is both no and yes and yes and no. We do play AD&Ds on Tuesdays. That is forever true. We do not, we are not starting late tonight. We're just kind of ramping up, guys. We're just sort of getting up to speed from a long winter's nap, if you will, if I may invoke just a little bit of Christmas spirit. Why did you turn off? I did not tell you to do that. So what that means to the price of tea in China is that we are we are down a few people. You're gonna see some changes around here. You're gonna see some different faces, some new faces. Doomsword and Kevin are stepping away. Of course, Tim has moved on to do exciting things in the field of rocketry. By the way, you should follow him at Timothy Imholt, or I actually think that's on both Twitter and here on YouTube. But he is no pseudo TPK. That's not what I meant by changes. So yeah, it's we're gonna have some folks returning who maybe you hadn't seen in a while, and the same is going to hold true for Fridays, for our Friday live stream games. So it's gonna be it's gonna be a little different, but I think it's gonna be good tonight. Yes, Roll Tide IWS. Tonight we're going to be talking. We got a couple of our regularly scheduled players are going to be in, and we're going to talk some AD&D with you fine people tonight. We're gonna talk some nuance of the game. We're gonna talk about characters. We're gonna talk about multi-classing, and I want to answer your questions, your AD&D questions. And we're going to we're gonna fill your head with knowledge is what we're gonna do. But I want to say hello to you guys first. Kabuki Kid asks, is that a musical plant? Plant's been musical since the 1960s, baby. But anyway, let's go down the list and say hi to people. IWS Bull, Toga, north of the Rockies with the crossed swords, Rabovsky Turner, Great Old Ones Channel, Joe Facetious, Doc Flamingo. Who else is out there? William the DM, 8770. Happy New Year to you too, my friend. Lord Misfit, always a good fit for here. Stephen Avery, Movie Guy John, Ion Farmer, Pseudo TPK, Brandon Keene, all 1,266 of him. Jack Neller, good to see you again. It's wonderful to see you again. But anyway, Clark Witten, hello. Kabuki, of course, Robert Phillips, and Mark the bingo card, Led Zeppelin reference. But anyway, so yeah, that is let's see. Okay, all right, man. I'll see you at page 3 as well. So just a quick brief mention of the week ahead. Tomorrow night, I'm talking to Kyle about whether or not he's going to be here tomorrow night. If not, we'll find something fun to do. Thursday night, we have the folks of Untold Destiny. They are going to be here. That's going to be a lot of fun. Our first guests of 2026. That is Dean and his lovely wife are going to be here on Thursday night. Friday night, we're going to have at least some of the Gamble World crew in, and we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing. We're going to talk about what we're going to be doing coming up for our 2026 games. So I hope you guys are excited about that. Now, again, if you've newly subscribed, and let's take a look at the old Subscribatron. I'm not gonna lie, I'm proud of what I've accomplished with this channel over the last couple of months. We are sitting at 8,898 subscriptions on the channel. That is really keen. I'm pretty darn happy about that. Would love to get 1,102 more. If there's 1,102 of you guys out there who haven't clicked the subscribe button, please do that right now. And before some smartass asks, no, I don't want you to unsubscribe and then subscribe back to the channel. It doesn't help. It's like saying I need this pipe to be 2 feet longer, so I'm going to cut it off this end and put it on this end. Doesn't work like that. We are driving ever closer to 10,000 subscribers. I think at the current rate, it'll probably be mid-year, late mid-year by the time we hit it. If you had asked me back in like November or early December, I'd be like, end of January, beginning of February. But it's cooled off some. I get it. You hit points of saturation. But I'm going to keep bringing you guys the stuff that you like, that you want to subscribe for. Cartoon Ringo, good to see you. Blessed Epiphany to you. But anyway, yeah. So we're drawing ever closer to that 10,000 subscriber mark that I've been lusting after. Can I say lust without getting in trouble? I think I can say lust without getting in trouble. Did I know that I'm on a 3 short a day role-playing info machine? Yes. So anyhow, that's all the news that fits. Although I will point something out. You don't. Well, if you unsubscribe, William, if you unsubscribe, it will drop you off the rolls of being a channel member. Stuff is coming up in January. There is going to be, for our Master Thief levels, we're starting again in January, the $10 a month level. You will get a mini AD&D module. I don't mean like small in dimension, just a short adventure module every month from me throughout the coming future. North of the Rockies, he's my only subscriber. He's botting almost 9,000 subs, and I appreciate it. You do an incredible job, even coming over and hanging out sometimes, like meeting me at cons in different guises. That's awesome. But yeah, so the mini modules are returning for a Master Thief levels. That's the $10 backer level on Patreon. That's the $10 channel member level here. And with that, you get a like I said, a mini module. There is a level that is coming up called Magnum Alumni. Magna Alumni, which is the top end bard. Stephen Avery says there's two of you guys out there. Unto Excess. Yeah, Tim's passing, man. I was literally going to invite him on the show. I was in contact with him via email. So, but anyway, yeah. So, the Magna Alumni level. Ptolemicus, good to see you. There will be certain things unlocked at that level that you are going to want to you are going to want to stick around for at that level. Joe Facetious, I'm watching Bill's shorts. Why does Bill have you washing his shorts? No, honey. So please, if you have the means, consider the Magna Alumni level when it goes live. Because when I tell you what it is, you're gonna plots. Okay. But anyhow, that's all I'm going to talk about that. Hey, guess what? I'm going to bring my guests in because they're sitting in the green room throwing cake at the walls. And I don't like that. So we're going to talk tonight about some first edition AD&D. We're going to talk about multi-classing, or rather dual classing, what it takes, why it is, and any other AD&D questions that my players, nay, guests have, or you guys out in the audience have. So without further ado, and there has been way too much ado, I'd like to welcome a gentleman. You know him here. He plays AD&D with us on Tuesday nights. I want everybody to put your hands together and then lower them to your keyboard and type Great Old Ones into your YouTube search and give his channel a subscribe. Everybody, please welcome Great Old Ones. How are you, my friend?
Hey, good evening. How are you, Bill?
Hyphenated, caffeinated, just relaxed, and all other kind of fun kinds of stuff. How are you?
Awesome. I'm doing great for the new year.
Excellent. I hope you had a great holiday season. Now, normally this is where I would say rocks fall and you die, but unfortunately, this is fortunately, the panel show tonight. So let us bring in the other third of our triumvirate as we discuss matters advanced D&D. Everybody, please welcome the one, the only Gonzalo LIRA'S bar tab.
So north of the Rockies, just completely Truman showing me. I guess I'm a bot he created.
Yes.
Shit.
Yes. Right now, Peter Weller is in a control room going, wait, no. Let him go on. Wait, was that Peter Weller? No, that was who was that in the Truman Show? Damn it. Well, somebody.
No, it wasn't Peter Weller. That would have been a completely different movie.
Yeah. Although I have to say, Peter Weller is a very, very erudite individual. Of actors I wish I could meet and sit and have a cup of coffee with, Peter Weller is on that list, because when dude's not acting, you know what he does? He's a college professor on Roman history. Like, that's his gig. That's like his side gig.
That is impressive for an actor. Very impressive for an actor.
Yeah, Ed Harris. Yes, Ed Harris was in Truman Show. He had that. Ed Harris had that stretch in the 90s when he was almost like Tommy Lee Jones, just kind of showing up in lots of stuff, all kind of in that same period. He was Gene Kranz in Apollo 13. He was the director.
He took abuse by what was it? Coffee.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross.
Glengarry Glen Ross. Yeah, you know. He was in what else? He was in The Rock. He was in The Rock. He was the the commander who was holding all of San Francisco hostage in the Rock. And he that's right. That was a little earlier. I think Right Stuff was 80 something, based on the Tom Wolfe novel. But anyway, yeah, and The Abyss, of course, The Abyss, a phenomenal role play by him in a movie that was absolute hell for the people in it. But speaking of role play, so this came up in discussion tonight because we were getting ready to roll live, and then of course I got the news. You know, we'd be down a couple of players, and some folks are departing the table. Hopefully they'll be able to come back someday. So Gonzalo was hitting me up and saying, hey, I should be able to dual class in just about anything. And I think that's a point of I think that's an odd point for a lot of people who are maybe not fully conversant with AD&D. So I'm going to put you on the spot, both of you guys. First of all, before I pivot my turret in Gonzalo's direction, great old ones. Did you ever dabble with dual classing, not multi-classing, dual classing?
Yes, yeah, I've got players that have done that in my games a lot. Matter of fact, the Friday night game, we've got one guy who wants to be a bard, which I don't know if that may be where Gonzalo got half the idea from, maybe, because he plays in the Friday night game with me. Yeah.
Well, you know, of course, that that the if you're gonna go through the trouble of becoming a bard, you almost need a computer program to handle that, don't you?
Yeah.
No.
This is where I turn and tell the audience that the rich, delicious taste of Chesterfield is what I like to enjoy when we cut to commercial break.
Our ad break, right? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that to you guys. But the bard is kind of unique in that they don't require that stack of high stats that you need to normally dual class. So it's
right.
And Ken Goad says Geller set the standard for bards in the Gores book. My mic is bottoming out when I lean into it. I will try not to lean into it then. I will sit back here. But so yeah, Gonzalo was talking about hey, I can dual class I can dual class Paul into many things. And I said, well, holy crap, you just saved the you just saved the show tonight, kid. So tell it, what are Paul's stats?
Well, I am the Hank Kingsley of this channel.
The Hank, that's right. That's
right. So I think I posted them in there, but let me open them up here in the character sheet. Sure. Sorry about that. I didn't know you were going to ask for the stats again. Let's see.
That's okay. No.
Okay,
I may be a little hot.
So, so now before people accuse, I did not make Paul up. And he was aged 10 years by a haste spell in a fluke that wound up in him having 18,100 strength. So that's his strength.
That is correct. That is very correct.
Intelligence 11, wisdom 16, dexterity 14, constitution 16, charisma 14.
Yes, that is correct. So you have a pretty good sheaf of stats there. I mean, your strength is
incredible.
That's right. You can pretty much pick an iron golem up and tear him in half with your hands.
If you can get 1800 strength, that shit is thoroughly good. I highly recommend it.
You can kick sand into the face of an earth elemental on the beach. But no, I rolled Paul up years ago with like 3d6 or not 3d but 46 discard lowest. Before I had, I mean, Crom existed, but not in any kind of a functional form that I would say I would trust character generation with this. And yeah, I was astounded. So I'm like, okay, well, here's this super powered NPC that I'm gonna just kind of have around with the party. And then you rolled in, and I was just like, yeah, here, play this one.
Yes,
Giving
please.
a loaded gun to an 8-year-old.
Pull smash. It kind of would be funnier if he was a little dumber, but I'll take the good stats.
Yeah, I mean, int 11. You know, that's your. Gary stated that roughly IQ equated to 10 to 1 on the intelligence scale. So you got 110 IQ. You know, you're as no, no, trust me, you're not. I mean, you're smarter than the average person. So, by the way, this question came up because I want to address this. Billy Bennett says, since some are departing, how does one volunteer to play? There's a couple of caveats to that, Billy, but if you're on our Discord, that's really your first step. I have to get to know you. You know, the thing is, if this was a private game that I played on Tuesday nights, be it in real life or over the internet, I just, like, my Monday night game runs about 10 people now, 10 or 11 people, 11 if everybody's there. And you might say, wow, that's a huge game. And it is kind of, but I have invited people to that game who just didn't work out and they were gone in a session. I've invited people to that game that have been there for 14 years. Or no, I'm sorry, not 14 years, since 2014. My apologies. Since 2014. But now you guys, great old ones, I know you haven't been here that long, but Gonzalo and anyone out there who's watching, you can back me up. We play AD&D here, right? We don't we don't sit down for a rehearsal, a table read, a script writing session, or anything like that.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah.
No, I had difficulty memorizing my lines, so it's all impromptu for me. Yeah.
So we do play we do play AD&D, and our the fact that it faces the internet is entirely ancillary to what we're doing. I like you guys out there to be able to learn how AD&D functions. If you played years ago and you're like, wait a minute, dwarfs can't be magic users, but my cousin Billy said they could when we played, and he had a monster manual from 2E and a 1E player's handbook, and then the basic the Mentor basic rule book, and it was and if that's what worked for you, that's awesome. That rocks. Rob, take care. We'll see you around. Robovsky. But and then some folks will watch and say, I didn't know that worked that way. That's really cool. I didn't know you could do that, or I didn't know you should do that, or whatever. So I like to present it as close to raw as we can get and be practical. There are things that Gary told me to my face. I don't do that. I never did that. Even when I played AD&D raw, I didn't do that. One of those is weapon versus armor class. He thought it slowed the game down. But the point is, we play actual AD&D. Now, with that said, unlike a private game where I can just say, hey, you're not working out, and then if you throw a snit, I can just click and you're done. Unfortunately, this does kind of balance on the pointy end of being live. And I have never had this problem before, and I will never have this problem until I do, when somebody says or does something on the air that is super inappropriate, or it just causes the game to just like grind, not to a fun halt where we'll sit and suddenly start talking about Star Wars as gamers or want, or Monty Python or what have you. But it is very disruptive to the game. That has not happened, and that won't happen until it does. So I would like to get to know anyone before they play to make sure that, our play style is a good match. Maybe you might sit down and watch me play and be like, you suck. And I'd rather you tell me I suck, via DM on Discord or in a Discord call than live on the air.
You guys can tell me, I'll pass it on.
Exactly. Gonzalo, we'll just be sitting here playing.
Tell me.
By the way, Joe Smith said you suck.
Yeah, right.
And, it'll be right out there. So, it's not about a lack of desire for me to say, well, I'm not even paying attention to you. I don't even hear that. That's pops and clicks. And another thing is size of group. I just said I run 11 people in a private game on Monday night. We play for about 90 minutes, 100 minutes maybe, on Tuesday nights here. There is no way on God's green earth I can run an 11-person game. 6 is pushing it. 6 is really pushing it. So I want to make sure that we have a good fit, somebody who's going to have fun. And I've got to make sure that we stay at a manageable amount. And the time doesn't really impact my ability to DM. It's the audience. It's the people watching who are going to be listening to all that, 11 people talking at once on stream. So that's that. I hope that answers your question, Billy. And that is not a no to you. If you're not on our Discord, let me share our Discord, and you guys can come and hang out, and we'll have us a fine old time. So you can copy that link. Let's see. So I want to scroll because I know I missed a lot of comments here. Never saw Dwarf Magic user. By the way, C64 Television, I love your username, man. That would be Patchwork D&D. Let's see. Played 5e, found me, and I help you bridge the knowledge. That's what I try to do. Yes, do like and subscribe. Since it's online, is it okay to phone it? Anyway. So moving right along, dual classing. Gonzalo, do you want to, for real, do dual class your fighter?
I mean, what I'd like to do is I would like to game plan what I would do if I do it. I don't know that I want to pull the trigger unless it's the one I know I want to do, and going up levels, I can't go up any more levels. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. This at this point is all hypothetical. I know this is ostensibly our game night. I'm not going to lock you into a decision. Like, you saw this. Gotcha. So what would be your first choice then if you could do that?
So so I'm looking at the rules here on page. Let's see, what page are they on? 32 of the player's handbook.
Page 33.
Sorry,
schedule
33.
classes, yeah.
It actually starts on 32. That's multi-class. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Yes.
So dual class can only be 2 classes, right?
That is correct.
Okay.
You cannot dual class from fighter to magic user and then from magic user to cleric. I mean, it's right there in the title.
Yep. So I think that honestly, I think that thief makes more sense. Can he be a neutral good thief? Can he do that?
Yes, neutral good is acceptable for thief. The problem is, and I want to put this up on the screen because again, we're a teaching and learning space. Regardless of whether we're playing, we're talking theory or what have you. I want potential players, to be able to kind of absorb this. I would use the old Star Trek, or no, not Star Trek, Stranger in a Strange Land term for understanding, but that sets people off these days because
UN2XS says dual class, not multi-class. You have been warned.
You're not of the body. You will be absorbed.
End communication.
All right. You human simpletons and your one-way digestive system. All right. So the character with 2 classes. So let me read on here. Let us read on. Unlike multi-class characters who are of non or semi-human race, the character with 2 classes must be human. Caveat: half-elves for barddom. To attain the second class, the character must switch his or her profession at some point. Now, the at some point trips people up because they think like, okay, well, that means, I guess, what, 5th level, 8th level, something like that. No, you can dual class. Like, you can take 1 level of fighter and then switch over to magic user and have the magic user who can use a long sword, you know? But to attain the second class, character must switch classes at some point. Thereafter, no progression in the original class is possible. But this is the part that's going to trip you up, Paul. In order to switch from one class to another, the character must have an ability score of 15 in the principal attributes ability of the original class and a 17 or 18 of the class changed to. So you're talking about thief, right?
Yeah, I can't. I don't know that if I have to have a 17 or 18 in the prime requisite or for the new one, that changes things, I think. Let me look.
You're going to need to find something like manuals.
I don't have anything 17 or 18. My highest is 16.
Yeah, you are stuck at fighter. But Great Old Ones was bringing up something pertinent. You would have to find a librum, a tome, a manual, a grimoire, something to raise. I think here's the problem. Here's the problem. You are a fighter currently.
Right.
This is kind of the king. A manual of stealthy pilfering would raise your dex, except if you as a fighter tried to use it, it would cost you. It would damage you, and it would leave you like it will drain levels. It will cause you physical injury.
And that's bad, right?
That's bad.
Okay.
But there are I think it's the tome of quickness of action that will there are a set of 6 generic tomes. One that increases strength by 1, one that increases intelligence by 1, one that does wisdom, one that does dex, one that does con, and I think one that does charisma. It's like like the Tome of Leadership or something
Well,
like that.
one would only get me a 15 dexterity. It would have to be wisdom or constitution. I think really there is no other class whose prime requisite would be constitution. I think my only path forward would be, obviously, we do a multi-month Paul arc where all we do is go after this thing to help him, to the exclusion of all other role play and interest of other players. And
the rest of you guys sit there and be quiet. Now, we've had a couple of good questions. WM.DM here says, wish. Good, except wishes will only raise an attribute by 10%. It takes 10 wishes to raise one attribute 1 point. Given the rarity of wish magic, given what a magic user must sacrifice, that's a non-starter. That's I mean, I certainly won't say that 20 wishes couldn't potentially show up in a game, but then then we get into the union of disgusting characters at that point. If you don't know what that is, you're probably in your 20s.
I mean, there's obviously nothing wrong with staying just a fighter. Now that I have to admit, most of my interest in the concept was in having the weirdest class possible that could have an 1800 strength. Like, really, if I want to do that, I should be like, I should do magic user, or a magic user with
brawny feud magic user.
Right. I mean, but it's.
I mean, having a magic user who fights, or who dual classes, but you're 18 double lot. It's just like I hit him with my quarterstaff. The kobold explodes into a cloud of blood. But someone mentioned like a gauntlets of dexterity, or you could there's Ioun stones that raise stats. The thing about it is it has to change you. It doesn't imbue you with a temporary power that can be taken away by popping the stone out of your orbit of your head, or taking the gauntlets off your hands. I am reminded of the original concept for Wolverine was that his claws would be built into the back of his gloves. And then they said, well, then if somebody takes the gloves, just anybody can be Wolverine at that point. And then they started adding on the mutant abilities and, the adamantium claws and so on. So yeah, it can't be a magic item that can be taken away from you. Here's one for Gonzalo and for Great Old Ones and for anybody out there who gets it. It cannot be an obvious or inobvious, accessible or inaccessible focus. It must be bought as a power.
What are we talking about here? Are we talking about hero system or
Well, no, I was making the comparison to how in hero system you can have obvious accessible, or obvious inaccessible, or inobvious inaccessible focus, but once that's taken, your power goes away. It would be like if all Captain America had going for him was the shield, and you just like, well, I'm just going to take that away from you. Okay, now I'm just Steve Rogers, and you can go ahead and beat me up. That's obvious inaccessible focus, or depending on how strong you are, obvious accessible focus. But in AD&D, it cannot be an OIF, an OAF, or an IIF.
I mean, what are the? I mean, the thing that would inform the decision. I mean, you're tantalizing me with character related quest line ideas. Is that something you're interested in doing as a GM, or are we going to be sticking with the AD&D stuff? That's important to know whether I should be even thinking about this or not.
It's not. Well, I mean, grimoires that can change your stats, and so on and so. I mean, there's even in the tiny handful of 20 or so AD&D modules that I've got on my shelf over here, published by TSR, they're replete with things that can raise and lower stats permanently. I believe that there's even some stuff in Tomb of Horrors that can raise stats, just,
So I know it's there. If we happen to run across something, then I can take advantage of it, but that's what it's going to take, is what it sounds like.
Essentially.
Gotcha.
And again, I think it would be hilarious for Paul to leave off and become a magic user for a while. At that point, all you bring forward, again, this is for those in the back who maybe don't understand, all you bring forward when you dual class in AD&D is your hit points of your previous class, your saving throws, your fighting ability, your weapons proficiencies, whether or not you can wear armor. All of that is dependent on the new class. So, and when I say fighting ability, that also includes your strength.
Oh, well, hell with that.
You don't, well, you don't get to utilize the 1800, the percentile strength, until you rise to the same level as you left off as. So once you became a 6th level fighter or 6th level magic user, then you could freely utilize your percentile strength. So the comment about, I'll hit something with my quarterstaff and do 1d4 plus 7 points of damage. You're hitting with broadsword level strength there. So it's
what about the rest of the stuff? What about wearing armor and all that? Can I also then do that at that level?
Humans cannot wear metal armor and cast spells. You could wear it adventuring. You could use magic user only magic items functioning as a fighter and as a magic user. But for spell casting, I'm going to cast Fireball. It's like, wait 10 minutes while I take off this armor and then I'll cast Fireball.
Well, I think the only fair thing to do is to ask the chat to give a plus if they like the idea of Gonzalo trying to dual class as a fighter magic user, or a minus if they don't like the idea, and a question mark if they realize there's no way I'm letting any of you make this decision for me.
And a $100 super will. No, I'm kidding. I mean, hey, if anybody out there wants to throw me $100 super, I appreciate it, but I'm not going to fluence the dice with that. Sorry. So WMDADM says plus a couple of question marks. I have a hashtag there from Tolomicus.
That's not even on the list. Ban him. What the hell?
A question mark from Jack Miller. Dave Mills put in all three. Folks, if I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. Democracy doesn't work. Right. So I kind of feel like we've silenced great old ones.
No.
You can perform some vocals here.
Make
man.
him talk. I'm gonna go grab a beer. I'll be right back.
My thought was we hit him with middle age. It increases his intelligence. However, that drops his his exceptional rating down to half. He would only be a wizard of 1850 strength, because aging will also change your abilities as well, in addition to using the tomes and stuff like this. So there's some permanency. We'll hammer him with a couple of haste spells to make him middle aged. And...
There you go. Hey, Paul, we need our fortress painted. Very well. We want it painted today. Okay, we want you to do it. I don't see how that's my zap.
Exactly. Yeah.
C64 Television says, I think his car insurance will go up slightly too, possibly.
Oh yeah.
And you'll have to see the apothecary once a year, but we'll talk about that later.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Not the dreaded yearly exam.
Yes, the dreaded yearly exam.
So no multi-class into cleric or dual class into cleric. Then you don't have to worry about it. Just cast Cure Disease on yourself every year. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Those are that falls into that category of, look, man, I got to worry about. We all have to worry about this stuff in real life. I'm not even confronting that at the tabletop.
Did somebody already say smell the glove?
Oh no, we were making the joke about hit you with a couple of haste spells, age you up to middle age, then your wisdom goes up, and then you can do the dual class, but your exceptional strength will be cut in half, so it'll be 1850.
I actually haven't gotten to use the 1800 strength that much yet, so I think we're gonna stick with that for now. That's the great.
You haven't gotten to use it. You've absolutely gotten to use it. What are you?
Not the 00. That only happened very recently.
Fair enough.
We need to get him into situations where you can do these bend bars and lift gates rolls and stuff with it.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get me in there.
Exactly. Broken Sword Miniatures is getting a bamboo A1 tonight. That's awesome. I need there to be some kind of filament printing solution that is as high res as resin, because as I've said before, when you're 3D printing with filament, the hobby is robotics. The byproduct is printed material. When you're 3D printing resin, the hobby is the production of toxic waste. The byproduct is the production of toxic
and
waste.
The unique aroma. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to sound his name out here. Joe Facetious. Yes.
Joe Facetious.
Joe Facetious. No one is
Fragile.
Fragile. Oh, it must be Italian. I'm so disappointed. There were a lot of Christmas movies I really wanted to watch this season, and I was so busy I didn't get around to it. I did Charlie Brown Christmas, Rudolph, Year Without a Santa Claus, and that was it. No Grinch, no George C. Scott Christmas Carol. Just didn't. Do resin fumes get you high? That depends on what floor the cancer ward in your local hospital is. I'm not kidding.
Not good for you, not at all. No,
they are. We've missed you too, Clark. Thank you. It is a volatile organic, and what that means is it is a substance that at room temperature will outgas. Now, not all volatile organics are necessarily dangerous, but it's not good for you to have that stuff settling in your lungs. It is really bad. Broken Sword says nothing but bad prints and multiple non-stop going FDM with a smaller nozzle. I'm going to be honest, Broken Sword. I did a few character-sized minis, like my flesh golems that I printed up for White Plume Mountain. You've got the 9 flesh golems. I printed some up with just a little Frankenstein mini. For what they are, they're fine. They're absolutely fine. But I agree that resin printers are nasty. But I have gotten I've had very good luck with resin printing. And I'm sorry that you've had those. Bad prints and multiple nonstop issues. Well, I tell you what, Broken Sword, just send me those resin printers and I'll.
You got 60 people watching on YouTube right now.
That's pretty awesome. 60 people watching on YouTube.
Excellent.
For having us on, that's pretty good.
Just on YouTube and not on X. That is that's crazy because I thought I clicked on X also.
Hey, do you mind if we talk about the thing that Great Old Ones and I are doing, the Rollmaster thing, real quick?
Not at all. Please, gentlemen, take center stage.
Great Old Ones, you want to tell them about it?
Sure. Gonzalo and I have been carrying on a conversation for quite a while about old games and stuff like this. And we decided, well, why don't we just talk about them together? So we started talking about Rollmaster First Edition, and we've been airing that on some Saturdays live on my channel, where we just discuss games that we like. We started off with First Edition Rollmaster. Started out with character law, then moved on to arms law and claw law, then into spell law. And the next thing we're going to do this weekend coming up is we're going to get into the different parts of spell law. We're going to talk about channeling magic, and definitely really unique game system. It was a lot of fun to play. I think everybody in the 80s went through their Rollmaster phase, but we kind of stuck with it a little bit, I guess you could say.
I definitely dumped First Edition AD&D for Rollmaster in the early 80s. Now, I went back to First Edition. I like First Edition. They're two completely different things. But I feel like, the idea is basically do what Delver is doing for First Edition AD&D, but with First Edition Rollmaster, vintage Rollmaster. So we take our cues and how to do things from Delver, in my opinion, at least for me. And Great Old Ones has a channel and is willing to post this stuff, and has the same, I think, member berries for it that I do.
And,
well, and I mean,
doing it, yeah.
Regardless of what you're doing out there, if you are, I don't care the TTRPG. If you're just starting out in TTRPG YouTube, welcome. Honestly, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I don't consider anybody out there at our level in the TTRPG space on YouTube, quote unquote, competition. All right. This is not, I'm ABC.
Oh no.
Dungeon Minister CBS. Great Old Ones is NBC, and we're going to fight to get you guys to watch us.
Cooperation, not competition.
Until of course, it becomes profitable, and at which time, yes, I'll definitely stab you
off when it becomes profitable. Exactly.
That's totally going to happen. By the way, that's.
But no, I think it's wonderful. Is my model the best one to follow? I don't know.
Yes.
Do you think it is? I mean, I kind of, I just switched on, Twitter. Welcome if you're just coming and watching us over on Twitter. I don't know why StreamYard needed me to switch it on manually just now.
Hey, Great Old Ones, where did you post the link to that in the Delver Discord to our upcoming live stream Saturday?
I put that in the clips and highlights.
Okay.
Let me I tell you what, if you want to paste that to me in the green room area there, guys, either of y'all, I will share it out here so folks can watch it. Because I make a lot of fun of Rollmaster and it's glacial slowness. I'm sorry. No,
studio chat.
The funniest story that I have from tabletop RPG stuff is because of a Rollmaster game. It is because of two Rollmaster games. But so I played Hero System, I played AD&D, I played Mech Warrior, I've played Star Trek the RPG, a couple of versions of that, Star Wars,
Aftermath.
Yes, I have played Aftermath. I've played Space Master, which it's just sci-fi role master.
Yep.
There's
And
literally
Shadow World is in that universe too.
yes.
On that map.
Let me look over
Yeah,
here.
Savage Worlds. I had some Savage Worlds. Some IWS Bull 1417 said, "Have you all tried Savage Worlds?" And I bought the books. I played it a little bit, but I wound up sending it off to a buddy who was serving in the military at the time, in a theater, because it's such a rules light system, and they really enjoyed that. That's an ideal thing for that, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And I play Savage Worlds on Wednesday night with my brother. It's kind of fun.
Oh,
it's different.
North of the Rockies also says those Roll Aids books were cool. I know what you're talking about. Now, I don't know if they had actual rule books, but I have like 7 or 8 of those Roll Aids modules that, as far as I can tell, were meant to be run with first edition AD&D.
They were yes, they were set piece adventures and source books for AD&D. They were not their own rule system. TSR, back when that stood for They Sue Regularly. So here's a funny thing. I did a YouTube short about this where I literally, it's like a minute and 1 second long. So if you guys want to go watch it, but you've kind of hit the member berries button up there, Gonzalo. So this is your fault. Rollmaster, Mayfair Games started publishing D&D stuff, and it was really high quality. And at that time in the 80s, this was one of the things that got under Gary's bridge work. He went to upper management because people are like, Gary did this wrong, Gary did that wrong, Gary blah blah blah, he fired people and he did Gary didn't run TSR. All Gary could do is go in and suggest things, and the things that Gary got done just means he pitched a fit and he dug his heels in, and I can't imagine that there were not screaming matches about it, shouting matches anyway. But when he saw what Mayfair was doing, he went to management, to Brian and Kevin Bloom, and said, we need to put the TSR stamp on these. We need to make these authorized advanced D&D products. Look at the quality of these books. And they said, no, that'll cost money. What we should do is sue them. And the Blooms sued Mayfair, and they lost. They lost because a few years prior to that, a company had started putting out expansion packs for Trivial Pursuit. And the people who made Trivial Pursuit sued them. And in court, that small company basically explained, these are questions on a card that cover a set of categories. We don't tell people how to play Trivial Pursuit. We don't sell boards. And the judge basically established that the expression of rules are copyrightable. Rules are not copyrightable, but the expression of them, which is why you can't photocopy and sell the Dungeon Master's Guide, but you can create Osric. So that is why and how Mayfair came into existence, and they published stuff for a long time. Mayfair's Roll Aids were some very highly regarded products. I have a few sitting around here. I think I have Dwarves and Dark Elves. I believe I have Dwarves and Dark Elves.
I don't have either one of those.
We've done deep dives on Dwarves and Dark Elves, and it's good stuff. But yeah, Roll Aids was top notch. But we were talking about Roll Master. All these systems I played, Roll Master again entails the funniest story from tabletop RPGs for me. It is a Godfather-esque tale of betrayal, of backstabbing, of scheming. We would be here the rest of the night. Great Old Ones and Gonzalo would not get a chance to.
Walked over to my old man archive and pulled all my roll aids off the shelf here. You want to hear them?
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right, I've got a Clockwork Mage, Beneath Two Suns, the one I know best that I've actually run, Evil Ruins, which has Tintagel in it, which I guess is a real English castle. Deadly Power, Sword Thrust, Final Challenge, Angry Wizard, Fez 3, and Crystal Barrier. But it sounds like what you have these are all modules. It sounds like your stuff is cultural.
Yeah. Let me, you know what? Let me see real quick. I'm gonna turn around. You guys won't be able to hear me because this is a studio condenser mic, not.
That's all right.
But anyway, hold on.
We'll be all right. It's gonna be all right. Great Old Ones. Alcohol helps, at least me.
Okay, dipping back there to take a shot, right? Yeah.
So we're gaming Friday, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Back to gaming Friday.
I'm
Won't be with Paul.
No, but Kruniak, I play a ranger in Great Old Ones Friday night thing in first edition AD&D, and I'm within striking distance of starting to get those spells, those druid and magic user spells.
You're one poisonous cloak away. Yes.
I'm 6th, but I'm close. I'm like within 15,000 of, I think, 6th level, which for your groups is like, you really bring the XP. I have to hand you that. I don't know that I've ever been as disciplined with XP as you are in that game when I'm GMing.
Well, it's in there. It's in the books.
Yeah.
You get a magic item, you get the XP for using it. Yeah.
I have taken up drinking potions. I've owned that in your campaign. I want the XP and I take the risks.
Yeah.
But do you do potion miscibility?
I will. Yeah. But I think these guys are smart enough to only drink one.
Yeah.
Sip it first. Give it to the dwarf. Let him try it.
Yeah, we have a character in the Friday night thing who is constantly trying to figure out ways we can force creatures or other entities to drink the potion so we can see what the potion does. And we repeatedly have to tell them, no, we're not doing that.
Grimhammer, good to see you. Welcome back. All right, we're going to do this. All right, Gonzalo, drink the 2 potions.
All right.
Ooh.
I
greedily
snatch them out of the hands of the other characters and drink them both at the same time.
Chug them. Just
yes.
2-fisted drinking.
Here's the thing about potion miscibility. I personally, the dungeon master, Bill Sylvie, the dungeon delver, I treat miscibility as you still have a potion active in you that's not set to instant. Like, obviously, and they have to be different potions. Chugging 2 potions of healing at the same time is going to be, you drink 2 potions of healing. It's not going to be, you're mixing different potions. So let's see.
Yeah, if you're still under the effect of a potion of giant strength, then you chug down your potion of speed. Yeah.
Offender X says, I think I'm missing 1 or 2 of the Roll Aids books. It took me a while to collect them all. 54 books in my Roll Aids books.
Ooh.
Wow. That is monumental, my friend.
Wow, I'm jealous. I've got
great.
What I got? I got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. Yeah, I got 8 books. I didn't realize there was that much of it, but now I'm more interested in Bill's books, the cultural stuff.
All right, so here we go. Gonzalo has consumed. Let's see. He's consumed. Because this actually matters. Let's say.
Twin Peaks.
You've consumed a potion of haste
No.
and a potion of growth. A
He
potion
grows
of haste
quickly,
and a potion of growth.
Does that age
And
me?
this is
Yes.
we're not going to worry about that right now. But we're going to see if our first of all, if our on-screen die roller is working. Yes, it is. So 57. Missable. Potions work normally unless their effects are contradictory, i.e. diminution and growth, which will simply cancel each other. So, your potion of growth works and your potion of haste works. Ho, 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 green giant. And you go blitzing out across the field.
Now that would
feeling
be
daring,
views, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Feeling daring, great old ones.
Oh, no.
Grabs a potion of longevity and a potion of flying.
Oh,
See, it's
wonderful.
fine. Do it. I'm fine. Go ahead.
75.
Is it 7?
Now, I am going to tell you, the potion missability table, the vast majority is missable. It's 36 to 90. You don't get the fun stuff except on the low end and the high end. So what we're going to do is we're going to add 40 to whatever I roll. We're going to add 40 or subtract 40 to whatever I roll here. On a 1, 2, 3 on the die, we subtract 40. On a 4, 5, 6, we add 40 because we want to see some funny stuff here. All right. 83, and that takes us discovery. The admixture of the two potions has caused a special formula which will cause one of the two potions only to function, but its side effects will be permanent upon the imbiber.
Huh.
Ooh.
So what was the last one I said? Growth and longevity. Yes. Ooh. Longevity and growth. Let's see which one it is. On a 1, 2, 3, it's growth. On a 4, 5, 6, it's longevity. And being the DM I am, you better hope it's not growth. In fact, the universe better hope it's not growth. Oh dear. Have you guys ever seen The Amazing Colossal Man? The Burt I. Gordon science fiction film.
And thus the race of Colossus was born. Yes.
No, it's not permanent in the sense that you keep growing. It's the permanent in the sense that you would become enough truck, and then you don't ever shrink. You'd be Titan sized.
Right.
By the way, great episode of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law, with that character.
Thank you. You knew where that was.
Yeah.
I can no longer grow large.
Amazing. That first season of that show is amazing. So
really
my question is, so
Mr. Reducto,
Mentok, the Mind Taker. So just for the sake of argument, what happens if a potion of haste is made permanent?
You are permanently hasted. The age
double
effect
your movement speed, you get an extra attack. Yeah.
But do you age?
Movement speed? Yes, you will age. Not like it.
Ooh, how would you rule that one? Would you be?
I mean that. So the age effect is. The age effect does not take place across the duration of the potion. You drink it, you age, and then the haste kicks in. So it's not going to do you like the end of Last Crusade.
Wow. So
you get it, you get hit with the age, and then you're permanently hasted.
So I should be drinking more than one at once on Friday nights. I think I'm going to start
doing
that.
Let's do a subtract 40.
Go the other
you were talking about haste. Let's say you drink haste and I don't know, green dragon control, and we're going to subtract 40 from this. That only brings us down to 39, which is not low enough. So we're going to subtract 50 from that, which brings us down to let's see. 50, so that's 29. Immiscible result, which causes both potions to be at half normal efficacy when consumed. So you could only control the dragon half the time. You would only be hasted half the time.
So the interesting thing about this is that knowing what the potions are does not matter at all when it comes to this.
No, it does. It does not matter at all.
Yeah. So you can't get tricky. I feel like that's a mechanism to prevent people from getting tricky with like, well, I'm just going to drink these 2 potions to get this effect.
Yeah. Stops
refer to page 117 in the DMG. There's effects on there that Kruniak would not like.
Okay, we don't need to get into that.
Going down the list, for those of you who are curious, because I know some of you guys might not know this, you might not have your DMG to hand. So not too many people know that, really. So on a score of 1, you get an explosion. Internal damage is 6 to 60 hit point. All those within a 5-foot radius take, a 5-inch radius, which is 50 feet, take 1 to 10 hit points. If mixed externally, all in a 10-foot radius, take 4 to 24 hit points. No save. 2 to 3, lethal poison results. An imbiber is dead if externally mixed. A poison gas cloud of 10-foot diameter results, and all within it must save versus poison or die. 4 to 8, a mild poison which causes nausea and loss of 1 point each of strength and dexterity for 5 to 20 rounds. No saving throw. 1 potion is canceled. The other is at half strength and duration. And in that case, if one of them was a healing potion, I would just say, we roll the 2d4 plus 2 and then divide the result by 2, rounding down. 9 to 15 is immiscible. Both potions are totally destroyed as one canceled out the other. 16 to 25, immiscible. 1 potion canceled, but the other remains normal. You select randomly. 26 to 35, immiscible result, which causes both potions to be at half normal efficacy. 91 to 99, compatible result, which causes 1 potion randomly determined to have 150% normal effect. You must determine if both effect and duration are permissible, or if only the duration should be extended. And then, of course, 00 is discovery. The admixtures caused a special formula which causes one of the 2 potions only to function, but its effects will be permanent upon the imbiber. Some harmful side effects could well result from this. For example, gaseous form. Yeah, there's 81 of you lunatics out there watching me on YouTube, and I love you all for it. Thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight.
I did have another sort of your channel related and your content related bone I'd like to bring up. So I just wanted to say, as the discoverer of Thrieve, you were using Thrieve wrong in your description of what Thrieve is.
I am incorrectly using Thrieve. Well, tell me what I'm doing wrong.
So Thrieve is not a number between 3 and 4. It's another number that's equal to 4 between 3 and 5.
Okay.
Just so you know. Right. It's equal to 4. It's just if you don't want to use 4, you use Thrieve instead. And it is trademarked, by the way. No.
Okay. All right. See, I was thinking you were going for some. Once upon a time, there used to be this, and I know you know this, Gonzalo, and probably most of you people out there know. There used to be a really cool website called the SCP Archive. The SCP Archive still exists, but brother, it ain't cool anymore. But one of the tales from the Secure, Contain, Protect Foundation was that one of the research scientists had discovered a number between 2 and 3.
Oh, really?
A whole integer, a whole positive integer that existed between 2 and 3. And his partner was basically like, you've been looking at too many mind affecting SCPs. You need to, and he's like, no, I found it out. I wrote it down. It's here in my notes somewhere. And he's like, it's somewhere in these. And his partner just tells him, look, just go get some sleep. You've been up for hours. Get some rest. Go to medical. Get a mild amnesiac, amnesic rather, and you'll be fine. And so he leaves, and the guy's just like shaking his head, look, as you know, he's kind of describing his desk as a mess. And he picks up 3 stacks of paper off the desk. There's 4 stacks of paper on the desk. He picks up 3 stacks of paper and looks over at the desk, and there's 2 stacks there. And it just kind of ends like that. He picked up 4 stacks of paper. He picked up 3. He looks at the desk. There's 2 stacks. So he inadvertently stumbled into the into the integer that exists between 2 and 3. I thought it was fun.
They completely copied me and the concept of 3.
They sure, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. 84 awesome, lovely people out there. By the way, we're at 8901, and I'm just going to warn everybody, when we hit 9001, I'm gonna do a full Vegeta with the power to, you know, I'm not gonna say it now, and don't either one of you guys say it now, but at the appropriate time I will do the meme. But we are now 1,099 subscribers away from 10,000. That just gives me a thrill.
I have loved the shorts. I have to say,
why, Gonzalo, I didn't know you cared.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, we can talk about that later, but the shorts are super well done, and just the amazing, like, cultural knowledge of AD&D that you infuse into those things. I'm not capable. I don't have that I don't have that information. I could never do that or do what you do. It's amazing. And I really, really enjoy the shorts.
But dude, the stuff that I get is like, you know, okay, I need a short for 10 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, here's my copy of 3 Hearts and 3 Lions. Let's see. Let's see. Let me find here. Okay. Did you know that trolls in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons come from the Poul Anderson fantasy novel 3 Hearts and 3 Lions? They are described as, you know, it's
true, but you connect things through. You have a vast knowledge of vintage AD&D stuff, and you make connections between. I'm just pulling stuff off a shelf and go, I got 8 of these. You are, you know, cross-referencing like multiple subjects in a single short between, you know, and connections between things that I'm just trying to say you're really good at it. I enjoy them.
Thank you. No, I appreciate the compliment. And, you know, I have to say this gave me pause. I don't mean it turned my hands into animal feet. But this made me, there's a little thing. And if you don't know your way around YouTube Studio, by the way, after I say this, I want you guys to hear like this high-pitched screaming in anger. That will be Kabuki Kid when I say this. There is an AI tool in the creators tools for YouTube, and you can ask it things. You can say like, what is the best time for me to release a YouTube short on this day between these times, and it will give you a good time to do it. But you can also ask it questions about like, how should I approach this? And I've taken my scripts, because I have, you know, I have all of my, these are not all of my YouTube shorts. I think I tossed a handful of them out. Don't worry, they're on the internet. But I'm sorry, what?
All of your shoes and glasses, so you will have them.
Yes. But no, I copied and pasted this and stuck it into the into the little AI helper thing on YouTube, and I said, what could I do to make this better? And it was like, well, you need to keep your short under 30 seconds, and you're hitting people with too many facts. You're trying to bring encyclopedic knowledge to YouTube short. Keep it lean. Don't put all these dates and facts and names in there.
Yeah, the AI is dumb.
Yeah, so AI is the word could be. So it was
At least for me, that's what I like about him.
Yeah. So it would be one thing if I was trying to do, because you can do verticals. You can do vortigons. Yes, the Sylvie is disseminating the first edition AD&D knowledge. You are coterminous with 1974.
Doctor Who?
No, the vortigaunts are they are monsters that show up in Half-Life, and then they do a good guy turn, and they're your allies in Half-Life 2.
Huh.
But they were all voiced by I've completely hang on a second. I'm not gonna let this
The dad from that 70s show?
No, they're not Kurt Woodsmith. Now, what you need to do, Freeman, is get up the highway, or I'm going to put my foot in your ass. Let's see. This is
JP Got Rockets is saying Vogons. I think Vogons are from Life, the Universe, and Everything, or that series.
From the Hitchhiker's Guide, yeah.
Right.
No, Louis Gossett Jr. voiced the Vortigaunts.
Really?
And yes, Louis Gossett Jr. Voiced the Vortigaunts. Lots of good voice acting in Half-Life 2. You had
guarantee. Sorry, go ahead.
No, Robert Guillaume. And who else was in there? Was it no, it wasn't Robert Stack. But anyway, it had a good voice cast. But the Vortigaunts, boy, we wandered far afield. No, the knowledge I have as far as AD&D goes, like, I honestly should just turn this over to Paul Stormberg. Just be like, here you go, Paul, you do this, because Paul understands so much. When people are like, wow, Bill Sylvie, he's an AD&D history scholar, he's a TSR history scholar. I'm not. I don't know a scintilla of what Paul knows.
That may be true, but you're still the Delver, and there's even more layers to the Delver than that. You got a good personality, and people respond to it.
Thank you. I appreciate it, but I am glad for all of you out there. And there's 120. Now, let me tell you something. Usually when we get like 120 people watching, and I hover over the little watch counter dealy bob, it's like, okay, there's 20 or 30 people watching on YouTube and 90 views on X. And X, basically, if you're scrolling through your phone and you stop on the video, or you tap on the video and you look at it for 30 seconds, even if you navigate away, X goes, I'm telling StreamYard that's a view. Somebody's watching that. If you're watching over on YouTube and you drop off, I see a reduction of 1. I never see a reduction of viewers from X. So keep this in mind. Usually, when I look at the counter at the end of the night, there's, 20, 30, 40 of you guys that have watched over on YouTube, which is awesome. I love you for it. And then the majority are folks who just kind of cruised by and watched on Twitter for a minute. Some folks stick the whole way out during Twitter, and I love you too. Look, if you watch for 5 minutes on Twitter and are like, this guy's awesome, I'm going to watch all this later, that's cool too. I love you just the same. But the fact is, right now, there are 84 of you beautiful people watching over on YouTube, and 42 have taken a look at us over on Twitter. I have not seen the ratio flip like that before. That means right now, sitting at your computer, holding your phone, your tablet, your MacBook, watching me on your big screen TV, there's over 80 of you guys. There's coming close to 100 of you guys watching. And I love you for that. Thank you very, very much. That does my heart good. That does my heart good. So bless you all. But back to the topic of D&D. So what great old ones, the character are, so during our shifting around here, are you gonna keep your current character, or are you gonna look to running something else, or what are you gonna do?
Depends on what happens. I mean, if we're going to continue sort of with the same kind of group, I'll keep running Falderin. Falderin is a lot of fun to play. I mean, it's been a while since I've run a ranger.
Right.
He's in half elf, but we won't hold that against him.
Well, the ranging you get to do more than makes up for the half elf ness.
Yes. No, it's a good character, and it was an NPC, and you said, "Hey, want to run this one? Why not?" It's now we'll turn him into a PC and run with it. Yep. But if it depends on what you plan on doing with the group. If we're going to continue kind of with the same core, well, then we'll go with the same core. But if you plan on just doing like a reboot, it seems to be a popular thing these days.
We're not doing
reboots. I don't mind switching up.
Yeah, I mean, like, barring a TPK or a completion of a campaign arc where it's like, well, your character levels have merged with a number that is extrapolated from infinity, something like that. Barring something like that, we're gonna keep on keeping on. There's some exciting stuff coming up with the A series of modules, and
that may depend a little bit too on what kind of party composition we have.
Yeah.
If we need a different class, like a magic user, for instance, or something like this, I've got no objections to playing a magic user.
Do you have any insight into that, into what's coming at all, Bill, that you can share with us, at least from just a character class standpoint?
Well, I mean, it depends on who dies, whose characters survive, whose characters die. As far as what's coming up, I mean, I just, you ask, is there anything I can give it? No, not really.
Gotcha.
I mean, I can tell you, if you're familiar with the module series that we're running, I would like to take this out to its logical conclusion.
Oh, great. We're all rolling up new characters.
Falderin, what level is Falderin?
Oh, I closed that thing down. What was he, third?
So
I think
that is way low for what the next. I mean, for the A series in general. We've got other people.
Not if I get behind Paul. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
I'll be my meat shield the entire game. Yeah.
Offender asks, are we doing the A0 intro module? We are way beyond that, and I got to be honest, I didn't have that book when I started this with the guys. Our intro was Keep on the Borderlands. The intro module that they all kind of got up through first, second, third level with. But after that, going back to Dark Shelf Quarry would have been a little, it's kind of like, typing IDKFA and E1M2 of Doom, right? It's like, little bit of overkill for that module. I can't say I'll never play it, but not with this current group and their current play arc. Now, I have mentioned something a lot, and these guys know it, and the absentee folks here. But the reality is next week we could all sit down and TPK. Just, it's over.
That's the way the dice roll.
Exactly. That's the way the dice roll. You know, it's like, oh, you didn't say versus poison and you were the last guy standing, you know? But if the players are invested in the modules and say, we want to keep this up, 6 months later, a tradesman in, you know, is visiting the kingdom of Furiondi, and he's selling antiquities and things like that are found. And he's got this bound book of all these maps and notes about slavers and that sort of thing. And it falls into the hands of the authorities, and they want to investigate. You know, we pick up and we go on. But on the other hand, if the players just look at it, they're like, that stung too many times, we're moving on, then we move on.
Well, I was going to ask you about where we currently are, because it seemed like we might be coming towards the end of what we're doing there. I'm obviously, as I saw it, we were about ready to turn the last corner of the dungeon and stumble onto a huge treasure. That's just how I saw things. But
well, I mean, as I know exactly where you're talking about in the game. This is kind of a side quest in the A series,
right?
So, you know, it may or may not. If you guys successfully complete this and you get some loot and you move on, it can slipstream right back into continuing to play the A series. Thane Kyle's ire at the A series aside, love you to pieces, buddy. But
what did he say? What's wrong?
Oh no, he's just like, these modules are brutal. We're all gonna die.
Oh right. Yes.
He's very fatalistic about the party's chances.
Yeah, no, I mean, no, I totally agree. My point is, we're pretty beaten up with very little healing spells, and Paul is at like 12 hit points right now. So if we're not getting ready to turn, I mean, what you're saying is very true. We could very easily get wiped out here if there's a lot more to deal with.
Potentially. But one thing that one thing that I'm somebody mentioned this, what was it? Scroll up. I'm just gonna mildly call you out. Tuesday night is railroad night. Not really. It's not really. There are modules in this series where, yeah, if the party's going A to B, then, you know, you're not going to go A to C. You have elected to go A to B, and that's, you know, whether that's room to room, whether that's wilderness to dungeon, whether that's dungeon to town, that's what the party's chosen to do. But at the same time, if the players ping me and are like, I think our characters want to tell Gord and Geller and you know, the Circle of Eight, we appreciate that this is a bad situation. Good luck with it. Here's your magic items that you loaned us back, and Bill, we're going on to do something else. Then the onus is on me to come up with new and exciting things for the player characters to encounter. I don't, you know, now, I mean, you know, mid showdown, mid fight, mid battle, you know, we're just going to walk out of the dungeon. Just, you know, there's 300 angry goblins between you and the exit. Good luck. But I mean, as far as the players driving the game, it's very true. It's very much true. The players do drive the game, despite the fact that I don't play a 1-to-1 time. I do pause time in my games. Sometimes I don't. You know, if there's a week of travel between point A and point B, I'm kind of skating a little bit here. But you guys will have to bear with me. If you guys are traveling over the course of a week, I can sit during the week and roll dice, and then we sit down and, I say the first 3 days across the meadows are untroubled, but then when you enter the forest, and I've already got the encounter with
Sure.
with the blink doppelganger and the tarantula lich and so on. I've already got that statted up.
I think we understand as players, though, at least great old ones and I, and others, I'm sure, understand that there is going to be a contingent of people who want to see you run the modules.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
I do.
I can understand. Yeah.
That's fun. I mean,
part of the system, how they grew up, the things they want to see, that kind of stuff that they played when they were kids, and they want to see it again. And I agree, fantastic. I've never played most of these modules or anything like that. I'd love to see them from this aspect of it.
Well, excellent. And I mean, I liken it I liken it to this, because it always comes back to music. Robert Plant is an accomplished musician. He has 60 years of work embodied in everything he's done. He's worked in pretty much every genre, and yes, I'm including rap in that. But when you go to see Robert Plant in concert, you absolutely want to hear Stairway to Heaven. Maybe not even necessarily because you like it more than his stuff he did, Principle of Moments or the Zydeco stuff he did, folk, so on, etc. But you do want to hear it. You do want to see it played, and I think that stands for the classic D&D modules. Yes, I can come up with stuff. I can spin. Take care, Clark. I can spin adventures just off the top of the dome without any problem. I mean, a lot of stuff that's bolted together, this weird sort of, you guys going back to the keep on the Borderlands and then traveling back. And so that's just me coming up with stuff.
There's a familiarity to it that appeals to the audience that want to come in and see it. It brings immersion to them rather than just your homemade random stuff is not familiar to them. Yeah.
And I learned how to do it. I mean, I'm invested in doing that to a large degree because I learn from someone who has done a lot more GMing in first edition AD&D than I am, and is very good at being a GM. So it's a learning experience for me. And then if I ever try to run any of those modules, I've got your example to draw on.
Well, I absolutely appreciate that. I just try to keep it interesting, and I try to keep it interesting for you guys out there in the audience land too. I mean, I was joking because Monday night's AD&D game, my group sat around and cast Identify. They had a character get poisoned, and they had to hit him with neutralized poison. If you've never played the G series, Gary is very clearly trying. I don't think Gary was running it as a Monty Hall game because you've got a lot of effort to put in to get the treasures that you can find in the Giants modules. You need them. You absolutely need them. Hey, Flint, thank you very much. Money to buy torches and a 10-foot pole. Thank you so much, Flint.
Oh, I thought he was going to buy a TPK.
That'd be a neat job in a panel discussion to have a TPK. No offense to Flint, it'd take a lot more than that.
What was in that cake you served us? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't eat the baklava. Thud.
Salmon mousse.
Yeah. You shouldn't eat salmon mousse anyway.
I told you we should have served cake instead of oysters. Simpsons, nobody? Martin's dad?
Yeah. I'm also reminded of I don't know why this just pops into my head. YouTube today decided, hey, you know what you haven't looked at in a long time? Backroom stuff. I'm like, yeah, welcome to 2021. I don't really care about backroom stuff. Some guy mashed up old Bugs Bunny cartoons in the backrooms and like made it legitimately creepy. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'll watch that. Battlefield Earth, the RPG.
What are you talking about? I'm lost. What are we talking about?
No, so somebody like did a video edit and put Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck running in terror in the back rooms. So
the back rooms.
Okay, so this popped up on 4chan. God, 10 years ago now, more I don't know, but a guy took a photograph of a what turns out was actually a really, really, really small area in a disused furniture store, and drop tile ceiling, yellow gold wallpaper, yellowish gold carpet, kind of unappealing looking, without furniture in it to look at. And the person wrote this little thing underneath the photo when he shared it that said, this is the back rooms, 600 million square miles of identical maze-like corridors that sometimes they terminate in a blank wall, sometimes it goes on for days, sometimes they change, sometimes in the distant you can hear things. There's this damp, mildewy smell to everything at all times, and the constant buzz of these fluorescent lights.
Nice.
And basically you clip out of reality into the back rooms, and once you do that, you're essentially lost forever. And it started a bunch of horror memes and creepy pastas and stuff like that. And someone took Bugs Bunny and Daffy tunneling along, when they're going to Pismo Beach, and all the clams you can eat, they pop up in the back rooms.
They took that left turn at Albuquerque. Yeah.
Yes.
Bugs. Which, by the way, I love Warner Brothers stuff better than Disney. I know I'll get crucified, but Warner Brothers cartoons are way funnier than Disney, in my opinion.
Let me tell you what, Duck Amuck is one of the funniest cartoons ever put to film. When Daffy, when Daffy gets messed up and redrawn on the screen, he's just a line drawing, and he looks at himself and looks out at the screen and says, ha ha, very funny. Well, how about a little color? And
that's a very
instead of coloring in the background, he like paints polka dots and stripes and everything all over Daffy, and Daffy loses his shit and screams, "Not me, you slop artist!" And I can't give it the verve it needs. To anyone listening with headphones or anything, it would blow out your eardrums if I tried to do the Daffy Duck scream of rage of "Not me, you slop artist."
I was not familiar with the back rooms. For some reason, I thought you kept saying bathrooms, and
the back rooms.
Yeah, I was thinking of do you know the bathroom etiquette video? It was probably 15 years ago. It was based on Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how society breaks down if people follow certain rules in the bathroom.
Yeah, like if there's if it's you and one other person, and there's like 3 urinals, you stand one between you,
and do not talk to anyone in the bathroom,
and do not talk.
But that's not what you were talking about. You were talking about the back rooms, and I did not. That's a meme source, a meme node that I was completely unaware of.
Let me see.
That's the sheltered lives we've led. That's
yes,
awesome.
That's right.
Yes. So I'm gonna share this up just so. It's not that old. Let's see. Just open that in a new tab.
He-Man? Is this He-Man? Hey, yeah.
This is not. Let's see. 90 people, you 90 of you lovely people watching out there on YouTube. If you're watching me over on YouTube and you haven't said anything before, throw a quick hello up so I can see you. You know, just say hi, just super chat, just whatever you want to do. I'm kidding about the super chats. I got to make the joke.
Kabuki, I posted some scratch acid for you in the music discussion channel.
So this is the backrooms. If you're not careful and clip out of reality in the wrong areas, you'll end up in the backrooms where it's nothing but the stink of old moist carpet, the madness of mono yellow, the endless background noise of fluorescent lights at maximum hum buzz, and approximately 600 million square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms to be trapped in. God save you if you hear something wandering around nearby, because it sure as hell has heard you. And this image here, that is literally the totality of this area that the guy photographed. That is the second story of a furniture store, and it's actually got kind of a neat in real life story. That area is now the second story of a hobby store, I think in Wisconsin or Michigan, kind of in not rural, but not a huge place. I'd have to go back and look it up. But the furniture store closed years ago, and all that was demolished. And the guys put in, and when I say hobby, I'm like RC cars, model kits, that sort of thing. And after doing a whole lot, yes, it's a liminal space thing, Kabuki. After doing a whole lot of digging around and searching, they found out where it was, and they contacted the owner of the place, and he was like, "Oh yeah, this used to be that furniture store, but we tore up all the carpet, and it's now like they have an RC track up there or something like that." And the business kind of ran into financial trouble. And I thought it was pretty cool. They actually did a GoFundMe and sort of made it a tourist attraction and reconstructed part of the back rooms, so you can actually go visit this location and wander around in the back rooms. I thought that was pretty cool. Oprimo says, hard to say hi from my kitchen TV, but since I asked, YouTube watcher here. Hello. Thank you, Oprimo, for stopping by. 99 folks. I come back from vacation to 99 people watching on YouTube, although we did do kind of an early afternoon video yesterday. But yes, Kabuki, this is a liminal space thing. Dungeons are essentially liminal spaces. They can be. If you're using the Dungeon Master Guide, have either one of you guys ever done that? Gonzalo, have you ever used the or great old ones, the random dungeon generator in the DMG?
Yes, I have.
I have not.
Yeah. Entertaining to say the least.
I have a whole folder full of I don't know who did it, but basically blank dungeon maps that companies in the 90s printed. They had red cardboard covers, and they were all individual white hex white grid maps. They made no sense, but they were just random things that they were like 20 in each package. Can't remember what they were called.
Really?
Yeah.
Red
hard cardboard cover, and they would just like have a cardboard backing, and there'd be like then 20 just.
You're not talking about Mammoth Dungeons, are you?
Is that a name?
That sounds exactly familiar. Yeah, I know the guy that was the programmer for Mammoth Dungeons, and that's what he would do. Is he would print out, I just need a mega dungeon, and he would print whatever he wanted to order. It was randomly generated in PostScript on a OS2 system.
Oh, crap! Now I gotta go get it.
C. And he'd print these things out and then mail them to you. The cover was a red cover with a mammoth on the front.
Oh, okay.
And whatever you ordered, he would send it to you. You wanted a 10-level dungeon with 10 maps each level, and he would send that to you. It was great.
These were like prepackaged I mean, maybe it's the same guy, but these were like prepackaged. You just went to the hobby store and it was sitting on the shelf, and you just bought
Yeah.
it. You got 20
Yeah,
random.
you could buy them. Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know where mine are handy. If you take a look at my video on roll aids, I think I have an example of the Mammoth Dungeons in that.
Drop that link in private chat, and we'll put it up there for people so they can see it.
I got to go on my channel and start hunting for stuff.
You got to go on your channel.
Sorry to disrupt with that.
No, that's okay. I want to answer, though. March of Monarchs here has asked a question. What do we think of old D&D and BX stuff? Well, I am looking at my turquoise basic and expert D&D sets, my my Holmes basic D&D set, my reproduction wood grain original D&D set. There again, this is a reproduction. I do not have an $8,000 original D&D set there. If I found one in this condition, I would ooh and ah over it for about 24 hours, and then I'd call the collector's trove to auction it off for me. But I also own an OD&D and OCE white box, which is here behind me. That's the real article. And I have loose OD&D books over here. So in response to your query, we're big fans of it to a point. I think Mentor Basic just kind of was just reheating the soup. I didn't think that much of Mentor Basic.
I mean, Mold Day is for the win for me just because it has Errol Otis on the cover.
Yeah. Oh gosh, the beautiful, beautiful Errol Otis art. All right, here we go. So that is just gonna copy pasta this, and let's see. And great old ones. You're saying the timestamp on this is around 3 minutes 25. Roll aids versus roll aids. Coincidence?
Josie,
I'll tell you one.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
There was one that I see what you did there, Kabuki. There was one that was oh gosh, what was it? Fantasy role playing. It was bad. It was
The Greatest of All Fantasy Wargaming by Bruce Galloway. I love that book. It's fantastic. The game sucked, but it was a great book on.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now that I'll agree with you. Fantasy Wargaming by Bruce Galloway was. It was. The closest thing I can describe it is it was a cargo cult game. It was like Bruce Galloway understood history, but he didn't understand role-playing games, and somebody read original D&D to him, but then took it away from him.
Right.
I should create my own role-playing game. And then he set about to, and he did. To quote my friend Todd talking about the David Lynch's Dune, it was an art. It was an art that he created. That was definitely an art. And trust me, Todd is not giving short shrift to Lynch's Dune. He likes it, but Galloway's fantasy role playing or fantasy
wargaming.
Fantasy wargaming. The tragedy is Bruce Galloway died in a car accident about a year after it was published. Where he was going to go with it, if he was going to go anywhere with it, what he'd think about it now, it's lost to time. His family certainly had no interest in it. But
I don't think he understood it from the fantasy aspect of it. It would play out great as like a historical game with some fantasy like witchcraft and stuff thrown in, but he didn't really embrace the mega dungeon and all that stuff, which was the culture of the late 70s and early 80s in their games. He missed it. It was totally missed it.
Now, believe it or not, I saw it as a standalone book at Walden Books when I was a kid. And when I was young, I literally thought fantasy role-playing game meant D&D. Like it was for D&D. If you were writing a fantasy role-playing game thing, it was for Dungeons and Dragons. There weren't other fantasy role-playing games. So it confused the hell out of me when I leafed through it in there. But every copy I've seen of it since, and I've had 3 or 4 when people have given me collections, I've gotten them and they've gone in the sell pile or the donate pile or whatever. I really should, I really should get a copy to keep. He reverse engineered but messed up. I am reminded of that scene when Homer gets the grill and completely ruins it. And he, like, at the end of this horrifically frustrating construction process, you see a picture of the completed grill pit, and he said, "That's one fine looking grill." And then the piece of paper it's on, the instruction sheet, moves away, and his is literally just a pile of bricks and concrete with a picnic umbrella jammed in it and broken stuff. He says, "Why the hell doesn't mine look like that?" That Bruce Galloway must have had that same reaction when he tried to play.
To be fair, he only had the French version of the instructions. Le grill? What the hell is that?
What the hell is that? Le dungeon. Right. No. Every copy of it I've seen were picked up through the Nelson Doubleday Science Fiction Book Club. So it's like, it's $10, 15 books, and a free copy of the Dragon Riders of Pern. In the 80s, if you joined the Doubleday Sci-Fi Book Club, it was, like 15 books for $10 or 15 for 20, and a free copy of Dragon Riders of Pern. She must have had a sweetheart deal with them. Bless her heart. But yes, you could buy Galloway's Fantasy Wargaming, which is funny because they sold no other role-playing game materials ever. There was not a single scintilla of RPGs that the Doubleday Sci-Fi Book Club sold. You would have thought that would have been like that. GDW would have been, please put Traveler in your catalog, please. But no.
Un2XS has a pretty cool question.
Oh, I love this one. What RPG item do I have that is the most worthless, and why? In one of my boxes over here, I have an incredibly distressed 3-hole punched copy of Keep on the Borderlands. That module, I would guesstimate there's millions of that module that were printed, and probably many hundreds of thousands that are still in circulation. It saw so many printings, it's essentially valueless.
Well, see, the interesting thing about this question is what does worthless mean? Did he mean dollar value, or did he mean worthless to as a role play thing?
Now, as far as worthless from a role-playing standard.
Oh no, I don't like that started here. I'm afraid.
Well, nothing is worthless when it comes to that. Anything can serve as a bad example. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got, here's the thing. Even Bio 1, which I have gone on rants about Bio 1. You guys know how I feel about Bio 1. Even Bio 1 is useful because the body chart is situated on a grid, and you can make a dungeon map out of it. You can you can photocopy that, draw some doors in there, and the little sections that are gridded are even have numbers on them. So all you have to do is just go in and create a key that fits that. So Bio 1 is useful because it has a map in it. So looking around,
I have bought every copy that was put out of Grimtooth's traps. There is very few traps in there that I will ever use, but I had to buy all those books.
You have to, obviously.
and just I have the
There we go.
omnibus edition
You got
here.
the compilation. I haven't got that. I guess
Yeah.
I got to buy that now.
By dint of saying nearly every implies that not every, which means that you do
There's a
get some
couple that are actually usable.
Yeah.
But it has got a
Offender
higher
X knows
value.
Bio 1. He knows what I'm talking about. As in no gaming values.
Ooh.
Let's see. So RPG material that has no gaming value. This is a good challenge. This is a good challenge. The thing about it is then it's like, do I think it has no value to anyone, or it has no value to me? Can I hold it up and say, Great Old Ones, if you took this, you wouldn't find any RPG value in this, or Gonzalo, or any of you guys? Yes, I've used Dungeon Geomorphs. Gosh.
You can always find something useful. I mean, we're talking about Galloway's book. I wouldn't run a game with it, but there was some useful stuff in it.
Yeah. What is this? Okay.
I wouldn't call that worthless as far as that goes. Dungeon Geomorphs, I've seen them. I'd collect them. I could probably use parts of the maps. I don't know if I would use the whole thing, but again, it's not totally useless.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Gonzalo, I'm gonna zoom out here. I have Kabuki says kid says she assumes this will be done when she returns. Have a lovely evening, dear. Let me just zoom into me here.
So
I just glanced over on the shelf, and there they were, elves and dwarves. Those are my two Roll Aids supplements. I thought I had dark elves, but there's a dark elves chapter in elves.
I went to my shelf on the topic of worthless RPG wise, in my opinion, and I found my old Super World books. Nobody?
Okay. No.
I think that answers the question. Super World by Chaosium. It was their foray into superhero role-playing stuff.
Huh.
Very similar to some other systems that we all know and love during the late 70s, early 80s, but just never unpleasant presentation, except for one of the books has some decent art. Anyways, that's my entry.
I would say if I still had a copy of Galloway's Fantasy Wargaming, I would say that would be the most useless RPG book that I own. I mean, I want to answer Broken Sword Miniatures. Yes, I have seen that skit. It is hilarious. I slapped that hobbit in his dick. Yeah.
Offender X. Oh, the Judges Guild Masters of the Mind book is pretty useless. I'm not sure if I have that one. I have a ton of the Judges Guild stuff, but it's mostly map regions with just like a number across the hex map with just a vague one-sentence description of what's there.
Wow. The Wildlands
okay.
High Fantasy, yes.
Yeah,
I
I've got a
love
lot of that
those
stuff.
maps, yes.
I just saw one that is on my list of regrettable purchases. I was going through a phase. Yeah. I was going through a phase when I got this, but right here again. I'm gonna zoom over to me real quick.
Rollmaster, yeah. Oh, Exalted,
yeah. Exalted is pretty useless. Somewhere in this book, there's a role-playing game. I don't know where it is. I looked for it. All I found was hundreds and hundreds of pages of One Piece and Naruto fan fiction. Full Metal Alchemist. I'm sorry. I should have said Full Metal Alchemist and Naruto fan fiction. But I didn't find much in the way of RPG in there. Somewhere in here, there is a 130-page high fantasy anime themed RPG screaming to escape from this 400-page hell that it's trapped in. So
I'm just sitting here.
JP Got Rockets, thanks for hanging out. Peace.
I'm just sitting here thinking about Super World isn't even villains and vigilantes.
Oh, that's harsh.
It's not even as good as villains and vigilantes.
See, I kind of have the opposite problem though with Joe Facetious said that's offensive. I have the opposite problem in that almost everything I have is useful. I have the 2d6 system here that oh my gosh, this is such good stuff. The Blazing Sixes by James F. Keck that he sent me, and I had James on the show. It's a Wild West role-playing game, very lightweight, very cool. I have Metagaming, which was the company that Steve Jackson Games sort of it's a long story about Metagaming and Steve Jackson Games, but I have Dragons of Under-Earth, which is a super duper ultra lightweight RPG, fantasy RPG. I have Mork Borg. I have just glancing around, so many role playing. I got Mech Warrior. I've got Star Wars, Star Trek, Cyberpunk, Twilight 2000, Hero System, a whole lot of Storyteller, and it goes on and on and on and on. I think there's the Hackmaster basic book is down here. The problem is not that this stuff is useless to me. The problem is it's all useful to me, and I don't have the time. Broken Sword Miniatures. This, I will put this up on the screen. And I can't, this was literally tonight. I was like, I have many players out. Let's just do like 45 minutes or an hour. And we are pushing on into the night here. It is 11:42 in the PM, and you guys are hanging out with me. I feel, we over 100 of you guys are watching on YouTube. If every one of you could super chat me $10 real quick.
Retirement, here I come. Yeah.
In Belize, perhaps. But this is called Blazing Sixes Wild West Role Playing Games, powered by Simple Sixes by James F. Keck. Let me jump zoom over here real quick.
Ooh, UN2XS is asking more good questions. Which has more bad karma for you, Hackmaster, Palladium, or Arduin?
More bad karma for me is Hackmaster.
I'd say Palladium.
Palladium's close because Kevin is, well. Anyway, but the reason I don't like Hackmaster is it didn't have to be that way. It didn't have to be a comedy role-playing game. Wizards of the Coast never said to Kenzer and Co., if you want a license to produce first edition and second edition AD&D, and even reproduce first and second edition AD&D, you have to make it like a, LOL, old school game. You can make it. They put no restrictions on them as far as that. That was not something that they had to do.
That was based on Knights
they did
at the Dinner Table, right?
It was based on Knights at the Dinner Table, and they put the comedy in there anyway. And the other thing that they did was they they approached Gary about publishing his World of Greyhawk stuff for Hackmaster 4E, and he was like, hey, that sounds really cool. What do you want to do? And they were like, well, just give it all to us. Like sign over the rights. Like, you will become an employee of Kinzer and Co. and we will own what we will call Greyhack. And Gary very politely told them no. So I think that's that kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. And finally, the final one. Hey, Vaults of Yesteryear. Thank you so much. Vaults of Yesteryear with a $10 super says, you wanted to thank me for the inspiration for starting your own channel. That's very cool. Me and a few others like me are great to watch and learn from. You love the vibe here. And we love having you here, man. Thank you. Thank you so much for that super. We're gonna prop that up there.
You can't blame them for trying.
The last, and this is not the least, but this is the final thing on my list of I'm not particular super fond of Hackmaster, is their new version, Hackmaster 5e, is its own thing. It's its own role-playing game. It is completely divorced from D&D altogether, which is fine. And in doing that, they made it serious, and they used Errol Otis art. I mean, what's not to love? But the issue that I don't know if they were just in a hurry to get this out there. The way you make a character, the rules for character construction in the book, and the exemplar rules for character construction are incompatible with each other, or at least they were in the printing I had. They literally said, do one thing over here. And then when I went into the book to do it myself and not do their example character, it didn't jive with what they'd said and how to do it. And I was just like, that is a simple editing thing. How did you let that get out there like that? So yeah, that was the most egregious to me. And I got it for free. I got the book for free. So it's not like I can complain, but if you're out there, if you're out there paying for a role-playing game product and it doesn't do that. And this had happened before. Wow, 108 watching according to the latest update. But if this had happened before, through, or not if, but this did happen before. I love Mekton 2 plus MTS. If you like giant robot games and you want to get horribly greebly about it, then you could not do better. If you're from the 90s and stuff like Hero System, Cyberpunk, Rollmaster, build heavy games are your thing, and giant robot stuff is your thing, then you absolutely should give Mekton a try. The example mechs in Mekton don't follow the construction rules. All the math is off for them. It's like they guesstimated and then went back and built the rule system, and that really that really drove me up the wall.
I think a lot of people on the West Coast like your show, Bill.
It must be. Let's see. Vaults of Yesteryear, 41 subscribers. Make that 42 subscribers, Vaults of Yesteryear. Who is apparently live right now, you maniac. Oh, that was 2 hours ago. Okay, that was a live stream 2 hours ago. Let's see. You know what? I'm all about exalting stuff. You gentlemen don't mind if I do this real quick, do you?
Not at all. All
right, let's see. Let's look. I believe on Twitch they call this a positive raid. I'm gonna normally I like to leave the supers up, but I'm gonna take that down. Vaults. Let's take a look at what's going on over on Vaults of Yesteryear. Let's just go home so we can see all of this stuff. Lots of videos, 10 videos, but you've got some shorts going on there. So 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, you got more than 10 videos up there. I think that should count. Or I don't know. Are they doing vaults dirty here? Let's see. Whoop. Didn't sorry. Let's see here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 legend keepers at 5, 6. Yeah, I guess 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And then you got the live streams down here. Or the live streams the same as I don't know. I think you got more than 10 videos up there, buddy. But yeah, you guys right now go subscribe. 42 subscribers. Right now there's 111 watching. If all of you guys watching right now will open Vaults of Yesteryear and Great Old Ones, Gonzalo, you getting in on the YouTube?
You know, nobody needs to. I'll wait till I lose my cushy corporate job.
All right. So yeah, right now, if you guys could just jump over to Vaults of Yesteryear, everybody watching, subscribe to Vaults of Yesteryear, and then let's see. I'm going to put that. I'm going to put that up on the screen. Well, I'm going to put it in the chat. You guys are going to see it in the chat. Let's see. So started just before Christmas, twice a week. Very good numbers, sir. And we're going to do Great Old Ones channel, right? Great Old Ones?
Yes.
Great Old Ones Chanel for all of your perfume
for the
needs.
French people, yes, yeah.
Yes, for the French people. So here's what you do. Here's what you do. 112 of you guys out there watching. I know some of you have walked away. You're not watching on your kitchen TVs anymore, whatever. I get it. I want as many of you as possible to go to these two channels, and I want you to subscribe for me right now. I want you to throw subscriptions on those. Come on. There we go. So go out there, hit their channels, and subscribe to them, and let's see some noise out there in the outfield. I'm gonna be rough. Oh, you got it's almost a shame. It's almost a shame that you're not gonna get to keep the funny number. 69 subs over there, Great Old Ones. Nice.
Also, I am available as color guy for if anybody wants to have me on their channel. That's how I'm building up my rep as a sidekick / color guy.
See, I like when I feel stuck, I always feel like I'll invite Gonzalo on and we'll just sit here and bullshit about RPG stuff all night, and it's very, very cool. And the nice thing about that is, like, I've compared myself in the past to Tom. He had the late show after Letterman. Tom
Green?
No. Oh, this is gonna drive me bonkers here. Hang on a second. Let's see. Tom Snyder. Yeah. 12:35 a.m. slot. Started in January of 1995. So yeah, I kind of view myself as sort of a quasi Tom Snyder-esque guy, but having you on, Gonzalo, when you can jump in there, it's great. Yes, he did have a fantastic. That was what blew me away about Tom Snyder, because I thought, because here's, just Tom Snyder, just this old white-haired dude, and I'm like, okay, this is going to be dull. And then he just, like, he just comes in and hits hard with stuff like having the Clash on, and
he
and
produced the Comedy Central original series, Dr. Katz.
Snyder did.
Yeah.
I love Dr. Katz, man.
Yeah, it's
Benjamin
amazing
Katz.
show. Yeah,
Squiggle Vision.
Yeah, I loved that show.
Yeah, Dr. Katz was good. Followed an absolute banger with Home Movies, though.
Yeah, also
Home Movies was awesome. So let's see here. Let's go back because I want to see some numbers here, guys. Want to see some numbers. 74 Great Old Ones is now up to 74. Let's skip back real quick. Vaults of Yesteryear 50. That's right. We can do better than 50. Guys, come on. Don't make me sit here all night begging y'all. Because there's 170 y'all out there. So throw some subscriptions on the Vault of Yesteryear. Throw some subscriptions at Great Old Ones channel. And let's
come watch us on Saturday at noon Central, I think it is, if I remember correctly.
We will be discussing.
Yeah, that's right. You guys are going to be. Do you have a link up for it?
Yeah, you should see it out there on the
live. Should be in the private
chat. Yeah, let me put that link up there so you guys can. Vaults, no problem.
We'll be talking about the Of Channeling book in Rollmaster First Edition, and we'll have some cool screenshots, and we'll be going over spell lists. And you can, if you're new to Great Old One's channel, I would highly recommend watching the first Rollmaster one, which was Character Law, which would give you an idea of what we do talking about this stuff. And that way, if you're inclined to like it, then you can just go through in order of air dates, and you'll be caught up to what we're going to do this Saturday. And I think that most of them are right around an hour, each one of the live streams.
Yeah.
Right.
Now they had a video up here reading the AD&D DMG, and then they just just completely got off the rails onto this stuff about Rollmaster. But I can't control other people's content. I can't control other people's content.
Period. End of statement.
Oh yeah, I mean we're going to be talking. Rollmaster's just the one we're doing now. I mean,
I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
Oh no, yeah.
So
bring it.
And who are the Love Folks? No idea. I once had you subscribe to a Japanese language D&D. That's right, I did. I did. A lovely young lady, and thanks to Translations Live, their nightly D&D game streams, which they don't do that often anymore, hit like at 9 o'clock in the morning for me. So sometimes I'll catch them, and I'll use Google Translate to on the on-screen stuff to kind of keep up to them, but I can talk to them again through Translate. I can pop up greetings and stuff like that to them. So
Bill, I was just going to say, my girlfriend is upstairs screaming because our favorite college basketball team came back in an overtime win at home. I think I'm gonna hop and celebrate and watch some reruns real quick, if that's cool.
Absolutely, man. That's great. I'm probably gonna wrap it up here, and I feel bad because there's like over 100 people watching. This is the most I've ever had. I just, you guys have been so awesome. But yeah, I've been going for 2.5 hours, so I think it's getting midnight. Go, Gonzalo, go, enjoy.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to come back anytime.
Well, we'll see. We'll see you then. And Great Old Ones. So
yeah, I mean, it's a good spot to call it as any, right?
Yeah. So I think we'll go ahead and wrap there.
Yeah.
Then.
Well, thanks for having me on.
Thank you for being here. Like I said, tonight was supposed to be first edition AD&D. I hope you guys out there. We did talk about some AD&D. So North of the Rockies has thrown you a sub there.
Awesome. I have to go
let
find all
me-
these people that subbed on me and sub back to them and show them the love. Yes.
Yes. For some damn reason. Oh, it's because I accidentally clicked there. But yeah, you've got 80 subs now. Great old ones.
Awesome.
And what I want to look
I just
one
need to
more
get viewing
time.
hours,
before we
yeah.
wrap. Yeah, I want to look one more time at Vaults and see where he's at. Vaults of Yesteryear. You guys are a lot of love to Vaults of Yesteryear. 54 subs. That is awesome. All right, when you guys break, let's huddle up. Let's huddle up, Delvers. Let's huddle up. I want you to go out. I want you to find small channels on YouTube. Just look, whether it's vintage video games, scrimshaw, wax figure restoration, I don't care what it is. If it's something you love and you see them out there and they have a small channel and they're putting the passion into it, like Great Old Ones does, like Vaults of Yesteryear does, like Vile Necromancer. Haven't seen you in a hot minute, brother. I hope you're doing okay. Dungeon Minister, Yang Yan Zhao. Guys, we're the backbone of YouTube, okay? Not everybody is a 30 million subscriber guy or even a 300,000 subscriber guy, okay? Throw your subscriptions up here because you know you're going to get content from people who will talk to you, not to a producer, to talk to a video producer, to write a script, to give to them so it sounds like they're talking to you. This is where it's at. Show these small channels, and yeah, me included, a little bit of love. And we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Bless you all, everyone. 106 watch tonight. That was freaking awesome. Have a lovely evening. Thank you for hanging out, Great Old Ones. I'm going to let you stroll on into the back room and grab that bottle of Cavassier that
We finished that off already.
Damn it. All right. Well, anyway, have a good one, my friend.
Yeah, good night.
And as for the rest of you folks, as you file out of Studio Delver tonight, I want you to take a moment to reflect on the year ahead and the fun you're going to have and how everything's going to go. Just take a deep breath, enjoy. But whatever you do, whatever it is that you guys do, I do want you to be extra careful and try and avoid the dreaded owl bears. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around. Some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.